Hey guys, Chris from Awesome Detailer here. I'm about to start working on this fifth wheel. It's a reflection. I'm gonna just walk you around real quick, show you what I'm planning on doing, what I'm looking at, some of my thoughts, and just give you the rundown. So here we go. Here on the front cap, this is what I'm gonna start with right now. I've got to do some test spots for the customer. You can see a lot of nasty, yucky streakiness, mainly from these trees here, but there is a layer of oxidation that's kind of taking the shine off of the front cap. So we're going to go ahead and clean it up real quick, and I'm going to try to do a one step on it with a cleaner wax and see if that's going to get the results that the customer's looking for. So that's the first thing I'm focusing on. And so now, as soon as I finish up this front cap, do the test spot, I will show you that. We'll figure out what we're going to do. I'll tell you what the customer decides, and then we're going to go up on the roof and I'll show you around up there, and then we'll go ahead and start the whole process, and I'll show you how it turns out, what it's looking like, and why it was important to do it. All right, see you soon, guys. All right, so just got off the phone with the customer. We washed it up. I did a one step on it with some cleaner wax, and it looks like that has done the trick. That's going to be the thing. So he's giving me the okay to go ahead with it. I'm going to show you what I did. And now again, it is white, so it is kind of hard for me to capture it with the camera, the difference in shine. So I'm going to try to point out some things you can look for with your trained eye to kind of spot what I'm looking at, what we've done, etc., etc. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the camera around, show you that. To show you, here's my test spot. Okay, you notice there's actually gloss on it. You can see clouds, you can see reflection, and then we look here, zero reflection. And there's a big difference as we cross over to this right side that I did not touch. Now here you'll see absolutely no gloss, no reflection. And then we'll move our way back across, and there's my test spot. So that's what we're gonna do to this entire front cap. Give it a good polish, get it pretty again, get it sealed up, get it protected. Phenomenal. So I hope that kind of explains that. I know it's difficult to capture with a phone, but there it is. I'm not going to start here, so I've gotten the okay with what we're doing. Here's what we're looking at. We're going to wash this whole thing down from top to bottom. We're going to be waxing this side and the other side, so that's going to give us roughly a 4 to 8 week layer of protection. You know, waxes don't last extraordinarily long. And then up here in the front, we're also going to be doing the cleaner wax. That'll probably last a little bit longer. We'll probably get about 12 weeks out of that one. We're going to dress all the units, the plastics up top, all of the AC components to kind of protect those from UVA, UVB rays, keep it from cracking, dry rotting, fading. And we'll have all of our windows sealed up as well. And then down low, we'll get our tires and wheels cleaned up, dressed. So essentially what we're doing here is a modified maintenance type detail, because we're going to give it a wash. We're going to put wax on it. Very basic deal. Dress the tires, clean the wheels, clean the roof. The only additional out of the maintenance norm things we'll be doing is polishing that front cap up to get the shine back on it, and dressing all of our plastic and rubber components up on the roof. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. When I get on the roof and get set up, I'll show you around a little bit and walk you guys through the process. See you then. Okay, so we're up on the roof now. This is a rubberized membrane on here. It's kind of a tannish color. So this is dirty, but not extraordinarily dirty, because it kind of gives the idea that it's disgusting, but it is like a tannish colored roof. But we're gonna go ahead and get our AC units cleaned. We're gonna get the whole roof cleaned. All of these underneath our satellite here. Got a lot of, we can see sap has fallen down from these pine trees here. Get all this cleaned up, get out on my hands and knees, get our gutters cleaned out. I'm gonna go ahead and get on it, guys, and I will see you when I've got it cleaned up. Kind of show you what it looked like before we get down. After we clean it, we're gonna get off, let it dry a little bit, and when we're done with the rest of the fifth wheel, we'll come back up and take care of all of our plastic and rubber components. All right, guys, stay tuned. All right, we're back. Kind of show you around a little bit. Much cleaner. Looks a million times better. Got all the nasty gunkiness off. Now all we gotta do is let everything dry. We can come back up and dress all of our plastic and rubbers, take care of them. And I guess I can kind of use this as like an explanation moment. All of the little specks that you see in here is actually algae and different kinds of bacteria that will start to grow on the roof. Nothing you can do about it, just part of it. But whenever you reseal your roof, relay all your rubber, you'll clean it up real well, get it completely stripped down, and you'll roll it back out. But that's a whole different conversation. So now that we've got that taken care of, like I said, I'm gonna let it all dry. I'm gonna go ahead and go down, go ahead and do the wash and wax on everything, take care of our front cap, and then we'll come back up and we'll take care of all of our plastic and rubber trim and components. So see you guys there. Okay guys, so now I've washed this whole thing. Kind of give you a shot back here. You can see it looks really clean. And I'm gonna go ahead and start the next phase of the process. And I'm gonna be a total geek here. I know I talked with a customer about he just wanted it washed and waxed and then get the front cap polished to get the oxidation off. But I want to do a little bit more than that, just for the heck of it, just because I'm kind of in a nerdy detailer mood. So I'm actually going to be, check out my belt, what a dork, right? I'm going to be putting C2V3 G-Technics liquid crystal on here. This is a silica based sealant, so it gets up to 8 months of durability versus the 4 to 8-ish weeks that a wax would get. So I'm going to put that on there. The customer's going to be more than happy with that. That's going to be wild. And I just really enjoy how it turns out, how it looks, and the durability he puts it on there. So you're also going to get that little surprise here in the video and get to see how that turns out, what that looks like. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and jump back up here, get started on it. See you guys after a while. All right, guys, just finished up the front cap. I have a little bit more I'll have to climb up and do from the roof. Had to put a hat on too. The sun was beating my head. But I'm gonna flip the camera around, give you guys a nice close-up little gloss show real quick. There we go. So you can see now we have our gloss here all up top. Come to the sides, you can see reflectivity, clouds. You can see the sunlight even carry across these stickers. We can bring it down. We still have all this gloss on this side as well. So now we've effectively cut the oxidation off of here, put a nice layer of sealant on that. Still got to climb up top here. We're going to hit the little patch up here at the top from the roof. And then we'll go ahead and get the units dressed up. We'll go ahead and get our tires and wheels knocked out and then put some of the finishing touches on. Right, so now we are back up on the roof. Everything's dried. I just come back here, polished that top section I couldn't get from down low. Everything's dried up. Now I'm going to show you what the units look like right now, kind of the condition they're in, get them dressed up, and then show you the way it'll make it look differently, but also explain a little bit of the protection it provides, why it's important. So let's go ahead and start looking at that. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different little things up here, and we don't have to check them all out. They all are kind of the same. You'll see here it's kind of started to get like this tiger stripe pattern in it. Up top it's really obvious where it's begun to fade out. The only way to really get rid of that is to either do a permanent or semi-permanent trim restoration, but we can greatly slow down the fading, drying process by putting a good protective dressing on there. And that's the same for all of these. They're all kind of in the same condition. Yeah, you can see Get all of these dressed up, then I'll bring you back and we'll look over the AC unit again, and I can explain a little more detail what that dressing is for and why it's important, how it works, yada yada yada. Back, and all the units have been dressed, and so you can see on this one the tiger striping and the faded areas are completely hidden. Now this isn't a permanent fix here, but what we've done is we've moistened it back up, darkened it back with this dressing, so now it has a layer of protection on top of it, very much like sunscreen for your body. It's going to protect it from UVA and UVB rays, things falling down on it from these trees, very much in the same way that our waxes and sealants and all else protect things. This is going to do the same thing, keep it dark, keep it nice and protected. And obviously we have all our other ones done as well. Hey guys, so just finished up. I'm almost 8 hours into this. It has been a full day, but it looks incredible, turned out good. It's got a nice layer of protection all the way around it, top to bottom. I'm kind of lost now on what all I've already covered in this video because I've done so many clips. So I'm just gonna kind of give a full recap of everything that's been done, walk you through it real fast. I'm not gonna climb back up on the roof because I'll cramp and die. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and flip the camera around and we'll show you all over the camera. We did manage to get the reflection, the gloss back onto this front cap. It did have a layer of oxidation. You can see, if we can get the sun to go away, that there is a good deal of gloss back on there. Looks beautiful, and it does have a sealant on it to help keep it that way, inhibit some UV rays, keep it protected some from this tree here, and just hopefully keep it from oxidizing anytime soon. It does, the sun has been right here this entire time, so just beating this thing. And if we come around the sides here, we got it washed up. There wasn't really any you know, a great deal of oxidation on the sides of this fifth wheel. There is a little bit. I can see where it's begun to start to haze, but nothing extreme. You know, you could wait another year if you wanted and still get it out with a one step more than likely. You know, but it does have a tremendous amount of gloss on it at the moment, so I would not stress the customer about that at all. If they did, you know, make the decision to pull off the little bit that is on here in some spots, you know, that would be totally on them. But other than that, it's not in bad shape. We've got our wheels cleaned up and dressed, dialed in with our water-based dressing. Keep those tires from dry rotting, especially being that it sits here a lot out in University Station. Nice. Take you around the side. Now, I like I said, the customer decided on a wash and wax. I went ahead and put C2V3 by G-Technic, their silica-based sealant. So he'll get a much more protection out of that versus just a normal traditional wax. Roughly 8 months is the maximum durability. 4 to 8 months is kind of the window of duration versus the several weeks you'll get out of a wax. So, you know, 4 to 8 weeks or so out of a wax, maybe 12 depending on the quality. But you can see highly glossy. When the sun's not in our camera's face, it's very obvious just how much gloss we have on the fifth wheel here. And of course, the roof has been done. You've already seen that. I'm not gonna climb back up there, but we'll just talk real quick. So essentially what's been done with this detail is I have washed it down, stripped it of any other waxes or sealants that could have been on there, any kind of grime, some film that's sitting on it from the road. Just got a nice clean surface and put a silica-based sealant on there. So essentially an extraordinarily strong wax. You know, your waxes, you get several weeks out of them. The silica-based sealant, you can get up to 8 months out of it with one application. Really phenomenal stuff. And then on our front cap, we removed the layer of oxidation on the top and sealed it back up. Up here on the roof, we've cleaned it, dressed everything. So to put it all into layman, simple, easy terms, we have protected this fifth wheel for several months. And anytime he goes to wash it in the future, it's going to be much easier, whether he's doing it or I'm doing it. Things won't stick to it as much. So I believe he's going to pull it down to Florida when he picks it back up. He's going to pull it down to Florida. We're in Auburn, Alabama. So a good bit of miles, probably 200-ish, something like that. He'll pull this, so when he gets that down there to Florida, his front cap will be much easier to clean, along with anything else. You know, just your basic car shampoo, something that's pH neutral, that doesn't strip anything, and you're good to go. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Maybe I did a good job. Hopefully I'll get better in the future making these things, kind of having to do it on the spot, working the videos in while I'm putting in 8 hours on one of these beasts. It looks really good though. But I do appreciate you guys stopping by and watching. I hope I've helped to educate you a little bit, inform you kind of what goes on, detailing these things, and look forward to some other videos in the future talking about polishing, oxidation removal. I'll show some things like that, how the ceramic coating application process goes. And if you have anything that you'd like to see in the future, any questions, just drop them down below. Shoot me a message or call me at 334-377-0123, and I'd be happy, more than happy, to make a video for you and answer your questions as best I can. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm about to get me some lunch or dinner or whatever time it is. All right, guys, see you later. Bye.